just as we're coming to the end, I talked to the guys at Open Sensors. I said I'm gonna have one controversial question each webinar, and I've got my controversial question chip to use. And Chris, no surprises are going to come to you, because you touched on this obsession with space, and actually how we need to think differently and more broadly. And you touched on corporate real estate being in for a shock. In terms of the market, in terms of the big players around corporate real estate, how much of a change do you think is coming, and how ready do you think they are for it?
It's happening. It's not coming. It's happening.
Yeah.
And to take Dan's point, yes, people are making more intensive use of some of their buildings, but any smart head of real estate or workplace will be saying, let's focus upon the really useful stuff and let's see what we can do to reduce our footprint. I think footprints overall will be reduced between 20 and 40%. I think there's going to be a big demand when you look at it in terms of climate change. By 2030, all offices in downtown Manhattan have to be compliant with the guidelines set by the city council, which is either going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to retrofit, or they're going to face a similar amount in fines levied by the city. So, I mean, the whole world of property investment, property leasing, property management, which is full of medieval-driven constructs, is wide open to large-scale disruption. And I think that disruption will come from the outside, where people will see a huge opportunity to come in and give enterprises the elastic space, as some people have described it, that enables them to get the best out of their workforces any place, anywhere, anytime. It's not to say that many of the long-standing models will disappear, but they're going to have to change, and change dramatically. We're really going to have to take into account that digital transformation is here, and it's only ramping up. We haven't had the time today to discuss the impacts of automation and AI, which is going to take a lot of the last elements of process work out of the office function, which will have its own impact on the overarching demand. And I mean, people don't want to talk about this, but I've decided I would speak out for it, because somebody's got to point the finger that we have the opportunity now to view this as a challenge or an opportunity. We really need to think about this in a better, more smarter, more sustainable manner, and not worry about the fact that we might lose out on an income flow which has served us well for years, but to explore new horizons and new frontiers.
And what a lovely way to finish today's episode. So, look, thank you guys for all your inputs there. Very rich insights. So, and thanks for everyone that joined us. Sorry for the slight technical hitch earlier on, but we recovered well, I think, and remained agile, and saw it as an opportunity to get back into the conversation as quickly as possible. So, look, thank you for everyone for taking part. I guess that in summary, what we're saying is change is upon us, and that message there from Chris at the end, it's an opportunity if we bear in mind some of the lessons that Dan's learned from the organizations he's talking to in terms of thinking differently, and just looking at culture from Megan. I'm getting a sense of looking at culture with a slightly different lens, actually thinking about it in a slightly different way, and not being bound to kind of old ideas shaping what our future is going to look like, which I think is kind of the overall theme of today. So look, thanks for joining us. This is the first in a series of webinars on this. Our next episode will look at practicality. So we're going to be joined by 3 workplace leaders who are doing this live. They are currently in their organizations wrestling with some of these challenges. So it'll be a very practical, very hands-on, and I know a very honest appraisal of how it's going and some of the challenges that they're facing. So to register for that, you need to go to the Open Sensors website. You'll also see some stuff there, some additional resources that they've produced. But for now, that's everything. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.